Everyone, my name is Adejobi-Adesola. I am making this video from the Calgary area in Canada. I apologize for we had some technical issues with Facebook Live this morning. So as promised, I wasn't able to deliver on Facebook Live, but oh well, we can still work with this. I am recording the program here and I will upload for your benefit. So please enjoy. Before I start, I'd like to say this. I am not offering legal advice here. What I'm doing here is sharing knowledge and information on this platform. So please do not construe whatever I say here as legal advice. If you need any advice on immigration, please consult an immigration consultant who is licensed in Canada, or you can contact me as well because I'm a licensed immigration consultant. You can consult me off camera. So here we go. I'm going to talk about four new things in Canadian immigration. Some of them happened, most of them happened toward the end of last year. So I'm going to touch on four of them. Before I go ahead, I'm going to introduce myself again. Adejobi-Adesola. I'm a Nigerian Canadian in the diaspora. I originally trained as a lawyer in Nigeria, but now I am an immigration consultant in Canada, and I've done that for 5 years. So be sure that whatever information I provide is good knowledge and good information to keep in your left hand, as we say in Nigeria. So this is I will be starting with this. People often ask me, why does Canada, actually, I'll put it this way, why does Canada keep looking for people to come to Canada, to move to Canada? And is it because it's too cold? Is it because the people in Canada leave and so they want new people to replace them? That could be, it's a possibility. But here is one thing. Canada has a policy of multiculturalism. I think it's about the only country that has it, or maybe the first country in the world to have a laid down policy on multiculturalism. And that means that Canada is ready to welcome people from all cultures and will support them when they get in here. So I'll start by saying this. Canadian immigration law and policy is premised on three foundations: social benefits to Canada, cultural benefits to Canada, and economic benefits to Canada. So on those three premises, those are the three areas where Canada would really love to benefit from. And so immigration is also founded around those three, as well as Canada's obligation to the world, Canada's humanitarian obligation to the world. That's another reason why Canada keeps welcoming immigrants and refugees from around the world. So that said, I'm going to move on to the four areas I want to talk about, the four things that are new in Canadian immigration. Some of them are globally beneficial. Some of them are only beneficial to those who are already inside Canada. But let's examine them one after the other. I'm going to talk about NAFTA first. NAFTA, that is the North America Free Trade Agreement. Some call it the USMCA, the US-Canada-Mexico Agreement. So this agreement is between three countries: the United States, Mexico, and Canada. Most of the provisions of that law will benefit citizens and businesses in those countries. Now, from the new, you'd have noticed in the news that NAFTA has been coming up in the last couple of days. That's because there's a new rule in place. There were provisions added, provisions taken out, a new agreement, consensus reached. I think there were fights along the way. Eventually, they agreed on something. And from the little, I haven't really read it in detail. From the little that I gathered, though, I know that there is a lot regarding the automotive industry, which means that the three countries are looking to ensure that there is less reliance on steel and other products from Europe, especially Germany. So they're looking for ways to ensure that the US, Mexico, and Canada have a lot more say in how cars are produced and assembled in those countries. I also noticed that there will be stronger labor rules in Mexico. I think that there are some issues around forced labor in Mexico, as well as workers under NAFTA not being able to join labor unions and voice their concerns on the job. I think that's been included now, so that there will be there are stronger labor rules under the NAFTA law, NAFTA agreement. So now workers under NAFTA may be able to join unions and be able to air their own concerns and views on the job. Then there are also provisions related to drug companies, as well as wine and cheese companies. So like I said, I'm not going to beat this so much because it's not globally, it doesn't concern everyone in the world. But I will make another video in due course talking about NAFTA in particular, where we'll focus on all the so that people from those 3 countries can benefit from the new agreement. I'll talk about that shortly in another video. So I'll move to the second one. The second new thing in Canadian immigration is the AgriFood Pilot program. So that program is meant to help address the labor needs in the Canadian agri-food sector. So what this means is that usually Canada would bring in seasonal workers from outside, from different countries. They would come in, do the work seasonally, go back. Now this program is trying to address the needs in the agri-food sector, while also creating a path for people to live here and not just be seasonal. So live here and obtain permanent residency in Canada. Now this program, if you're outside Canada and anyone is promising you that they can help you with this program and you've never lived in Canada, then it's a lie, it's a ruse. It's not for you. This program is for people who have lived in Canada for at least 1 year and worked in Canada in the agri-food sector for at least 1 year. So people in that category may be able to benefit from this pilot program. And the other thing is they also need a job offer from a Canadian employer in the agri-food sector. So that's another new one, AgriFood Pilot program. So it's not for everyone. So don't pay any consultant or professional trying to help you find work under that stream. It's not for people outside Canada. Now, the other one is, the next one that I'm going to talk about is the Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot Program. That's also been in the news. So the Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot Program is a community-driven program. So what this means is that people who desire to live in some particular communities across Canada can actually apply directly to those communities. But this is it. You need to have a job offer from an employer in those communities. This is a pilot program as well, and applications will be taken. I think applications will be taken starting in March of 2020. So it hasn't really gone into effect yet, but the communities have started. Some communities have started advertising the jobs that they need and the skills that they need. And so the first thing to do here is to identify a community, look for what skills they need, and then apply for jobs in those communities. So this requires a job offer. It requires that the community actually accept your application once you have a job offer, and it also requires that the community recommend you to Immigration Canada for permanent residency, and then you obtain your permanent residency. So this is how it works. It's not for people who do not have jobs in Canada. You must have a job offer. So before you pay any professional to assist you here, you must be sure that you know what the communities are looking for. Are they looking for your skill set? You must be sure that the professional can help you with your resume, with applying for a job, with getting a job, and then with putting you forward to the community so that the community can recommend you to Immigration Canada. So that's key. So keep that in mind. That program, once again, is Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot Program. It's one of the new ones in Canada. It will take effect from March 2020. So be on the lookout for that. I will also talk some more about that. And if you need more information about that, you can contact me off camera for a one-on-one consultation on that. And then the next one that I will talk about is called the Pilot Project to sponsor undeclared family members. So this is how it was initially. If you apply for permanent residency in Canada and you do not declare all your family members, you cannot declare them forever unless, it's got to be really special. Now, this pilot project, which started September 2019, will allow you, even if you applied for permanent residency at some point and didn't declare some of your immediate family members, now you can, but you have to pay a fee. And I think it's got to be justifiable as well. So people, for instance, who had extramarital affairs, they were afraid at that time to declare that they had a child outside of marriage, maybe because their spouse will be upset with them. I think they may be able to take advantage of this. Refugees who often apply under pressure and under so much stress and usually do not give all the information at the time of application can also take advantage of this now, naming their immediate family members so that they can join them in Canada. So this is a new one that folks can take advantage of. What I'm going to do is I've named those 4. I'm going to just do a recap right now. The 4 that I've talked about, I will do a quick recap, and then I will do another video to talk about them in detail, each one of them. So the 4 that I talked about today is the AgriFood Pilot Program, the NAFTA, the North America Free Trade Agreement, the Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot Program, and then the pilot project to sponsor undeclared family members. So those are the 4. I decided to make this short and sweet today because it's the first one, but I will make longer video clips talking about them all in full detail. So now, if you want to contact me off camera, this is my name, my address, my number. My name, once again, is Adejobi-Adesola. I am a licensed immigration consultant in Canada. Do feel free to contact me. I will leave my details on the post as well. So it's been nice making this video. I apologize that Facebook Live didn't cooperate with me. Hopefully I'll make another video. I'll try to see what went wrong and see if I can fix that for a live program next weekend. So I wish you all a beautiful week in advance and a fruitful and productive week as well. So ciao, see ya.